Hello and welcome to another rousing edition of Trending Topics with BB. I am your humble host, Brooke Brown, hence the BB. Yes, I've explained that in previous episodes, but if it's your first time checking into this podcast, welcome aboard. I do want to remind you that today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/trendingtopicswithbb. There are over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. And I seriously used that whole free thing, and I'm addicted to Audible now. Downloaded 3 audiobooks, been listening hours and hours. I'm going to catch up on my reading via Audible. Not just because they are sponsored, because, well, I need to catch up on my reading. But let's move on to what this Trending Topics of BB podcast episode is really truly about. And as voted on by people of my wonderful Google Plus stream who like to read my posts and my polls, people would like me to chat a little bit about the scandal that is Sigma Alpha Epsilon, or as people are calling that racist fraternity from Oklahoma. Yeah, that has been one hell of a scandal. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I don't condone the behavior from the video. For those just tuning in and have been living under a rock and not watching the news, basically what has happened is a video surfaced of brothers or members of the fraternity, I believe on a bus ride to an event, chanting some chant that apparently has been around for a majority of the activation of the fraternity at Oklahoma University, and it involved using the N-word and a lot of racial slurs and content that would make people cringe. I challenge you to watch the video if you haven't already at your own risk. It is quite disturbing. But to get in further, I have done some research and looking up some articles. I've listened to some talking heads in terms of people with opinions on Anderson Cooper 360 on CNN. Kind of just read up a little bit about this. First and foremost, I do not condone racism. Being that I'm multiracial, that would kind of be stupid and a what the fuck moment. Second of all, I am not defending nor agreeing with your behavior, but as many articles I've read have come across, apparently this specific chapter has been known for their racist behavior anyway. So the scandal that basically is connected has to do with the fact that A, they're racist, B, they have basically been suspended, and then now there's a lawsuit going on. So let's kind of tackle all of this at once. So if you go to the website of the actual organization right now, it looks like any old event newsletter, how to become a brother, what the alumni are doing, how to get involved, so on and so forth. Great. Moving on. Second of all, I don't even know where to start because there's just so much to go and go through here. I guess what the scandal that comes from it basically is, okay, yes, they're racist, but then it was suspending their charter, and then now, upon suing the university for such acts, there are also articles out there talking about how the members are basically, I'm not trying to laugh, but they're facing death threats. That the lawyer is saying that it's gone too far, all of this is ridiculous, they're receiving death threats, especially after the release of the video, which is kind of counterintuitive based on how the content of the video, and so on and so forth. Yes, I don't condone death threats, but B, the content and the behavior of the chapter itself is what has people going, what? But then again, the truth has come out in terms of knowing whether or not to believe the fraternity in itself because of the behavior and traditions that they upheld as a fraternity within the specific chapter at Oklahoma. So, be it what it may, the whole thing has gotten out of hand. Second of all, we got over the whole thing where the fact that the frat is suing the university over their racist chant found in that video. But then it's having an effect in other aspects. There's this interesting article written on ESPN.com about how this whole scandal in terms of the racist content found in the video and what is happening to the fraternity itself could galvanize Sooners in terms of basically their reputation within sports, which, I don't know. You all those people that respect the Sooners, I'm not saying I don't respect the Sooners, but what I'm saying, all of those out there who have kind of a similar thought, feel free to sound off or respond how you may. Hit me up on my social. You can find all that information on my website, brookandbrown.com. But let's get back to that. So this article basically states that there's a lot of conflicting emotions based on how the sports will be, based on that a lot of the sports teams are multiracial because, well, technically we don't live in a pre-civil rights era, but there has been a lot of racism to come to light as this has sparked. So in terms of sports and the Sooners and their reputation as a school, will this video scandal and this fraternity galvanize them as a powerhouse to see in coming seasons is kind of an interesting perspective from a sports journalism and media take. Whew. Take a breath here for a second. So we have discussed basically up until this point what has come of it. Now, the interesting part of all of this is that, yes, this happened at the University of Oklahoma, and all of the drama going on there that we just previously discussed, but then there are Sigma Alpha Epsilon chapters in California that have faced discipline over rule breaking. So all of these other chapters within other states and other universities are now being probed and looked upon based on their behavior. And this isn't necessarily specifically to racism, but California has had 18 chapters of this fraternity since 2010, and 14 of them have faced discipline or punishment from their schools or the national headquarters for rules of conduct violations, often involving alcohol, according to fraternity records and university decisions. So now it comes to light whether this, what is going on. Now, in terms of fraternities in general, and I apologize for my air conditioning in the back. I live in a climate. If you're hearing a buzzing, it's my air conditioning. I apologize now. But fraternities are known to have traditions. Now, whether the tradition should be upheld based on how they treat people, whether it's hazing, whether it's racist behavior, whether it's violence, you name it. Not that I condone it, but this isn't the first time we've heard of a fraternity in terms of not necessarily upholding values that are deemed to be good. So I would just leave this for you to think about. Do you agree with the university's decision to get rid of or suspend the chapter? If so, do you think it's right for Sigma Alpha Epsilon to sue the university based on their decision because of their racist behavior that has come to light, despite all of the apologies? And is it fair to other chapters that are actually upholding their values in a good light? Because as evident by people that have gone on CNN in the past, actually not the past, but basically recently, there are other chapters that do have a diverse array of membership that believe within the organization. So, I leave you tonight with, no, I don't condone the racism, no, I don't condone their behavior, but there's a lot more at risk and at stake and behind a lot of organizations. I don't know, I'm not a member, and I will leave you at that. So, have a great time until the next time you tune in. I again thank you to all of the listeners and people that download, listen, repeat, or on my side in terms of this podcast, Trending Topics with BB. And till the next time, be safe, everybody, and looking forward to the next trending topic. And I will talk to you then. Bye-bye.